Let's go ahead and turn on the camera. So, hello and welcome. So, we are doing underpainting. And do we really need to do underpainting? And for some reason, the sun came out. So, yes, if you've heard about the floods in San Diego, it's true. It's true. It's been raining, and I actually was told not to go to my studio. This camera is really bright today. Let me kill one of the lights. Do, do, do. And oh yeah, look at there. So, um, how are y'all doing? I have the chat open. Tell me where you're watching from, who's here. I see there's 4 of you so far. And yeah, everybody's coming on. So we're gonna look at this underpainting. But before I go into that underpainting, I know some of you like to see what I'm working from, so I'm pulling up this photo reference. And also, I would like to say thank you to Cheap Joe's. I got these. These are so helpful. This is a jumbo kneaded eraser. Like, I'm used to kneaded erasers like that big, and I feel like I have a plethora of kneaded eraser here. So, thanks to Cheap Joe's. I couldn't tell you how much this is. I'm very grateful they sent me, I think, 3 of them or so. And hey, we got some people here. Hello, Doc. And Doc is gonna be in the workshop. There was a whole bunch of you that signed up. Thank you. And Nico over in New Zealand. Hey, Nico, I just sent. Do you know Elizabeth in New Zealand? Maybe, maybe not. I just sent a painting to New Zealand that was purchased during Watercolor Live. Chuck Davis watching from the Bay in Texas. Very nice. And we got Sally. Good evening from Berkshire County, Massachusetts. I'm going to be, Sally, I'm going to be in Pennsylvania. Um, and Maryland coming up soon if you want to come down. There's Debbie. Hey, Debbie. Good to see you 2 times in a row today. And we got Joan. All right. Hey, Joan, how are you? Joan's up in Vancouver. And hey, we got one more. Tim. Hiya. And it's good to have you here. Thank you so much. So thank you again. These you can get on their website, or you can go visit their store. Whatever works best for you. Let me pull up our photo reference. And so underpainting. Do we need it in a painting or not? And I think it was Chuck Davis. Was it you, Chuck, that said, "Hey, could you do a video on that?" Well, this goes out to you, pal, if that was you. And we're going to be looking at this painting. A friend of mine sent me this snapshot, and it's not the best photo. And so this tends to happen with like commission work and whatnot. And so sometimes you got to come in here and let's look at the exposure. And I know this is a watercolor group, but it doesn't hurt for me to show you a little bit of this. But see, I'm playing. This is just in your regular iPhone or your iPad. It's not a app. It's just what I got in the photos. But look at that. Like, so this Has some good stuff. I like these roofs here. I like that nice roof, but you know what's making that roof look so nice? Two things. One is values. Second is the dynamics of things. So first thing, I'm not gonna poo-poo on my friend for taking a picture of the horizon dead center. Okay, so we either want to ask ourselves, is this painting going to be vertical? Is this painting going to be horizontal? Next thing we need to ask ourselves, is this a high horizon or a low horizon? Well, I really like this cute pond, so I'm going to keep it a high horizon, but if I make it too high of a horizon, we lose that sky or we lose the mountain. Okay, so check this out. The other most important thing is your values. Values, value, 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 value. I can't say it enough, but look at that. So this though needs just a little more love. So we go back over here. We come over to what is called not shadows, but contrast. And then what I'm going to do is play with this contrast. And I see that nice dark right there. So now I'm making that roof pop really nice. Do you see that? So look at how really beautiful this looks like in just black and gray. All right, let's go back to color. Remember, because I got this photo as not the best. And look at this. This one's kind of nice because we've got yellowish here. Okay, and we've got bluish up here. And of course, it doesn't want to show super good right now from camera to iPad to your monitor, but it's all good, right? So that's nice too, but that is the original. That's just too dark. Okay. See that? We've lost it. So, for instance, we're going to leave this and we're going to go over here. So this is, I'm about to show you my painting. And see this, see these tops? See the contrast? This is very important. Now, this is just a prelude to, and what we have here is, there's just not enough going on down here. Again, this is grayscale. Color doesn't matter. Right now at this point, design matters. So look at this lovely tree. It's turning this way. It's out of the way. We can get up to these guys. Okay. Now let me show you the actual painting. Because we're going to be working on this painting today together. That's right. So here is the painting. And it's a little blown out as far as, see, look at that. That's on my screen. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, there's that little tree and the little pond. Over here, we've got some little houses, but they're not saying, hey, look at me, yo. All right, and look at this sky. Lovely, lovely, wintry sky. I mean, this is all saving whites right here, friends. Go ahead and take a closer look. You will not see any gouache. This is where I slow down my ADD and really sharpen this up. So I've already done the underpainting, okay? And let me show you how did I get to this point, because we're gonna put that fence in. Bum, bum, bum. See this fencing? We're gonna put this in today, but I can't put this fence in until I paint what's on the other side of the fence. I had to paint this barn before I put the other side of the fence. Or sorry, I had to paint what was on the other side of the fence before I put the fence up. All right. What do I mean? Okay. And that's what this blank sheet of paper is waiting for us. And so let me adjust. Dun, dun, dun. All right. And we've got here Chuck. He says, yes, I appreciate the topic. Right on. And we've got Nico. Nope. Don't know her. Small county, but not a small country, but not that small. Nice, nice, nice. Right on. Well, maybe I'll get to go to New Zealand soon if people want me to send paintings and people are watching me paint. So who knows what's going on? All right, let's look at this. So sometimes as beginner watercolors, we take some time and we paint or draw in this nice tree, right? So I should just look at my picture instead of the model. This is going to get wider down here, right? And that's going to come up like this. And let's put some more branches and more tree over here. And don't ask me what kind of tree this is, but this is a fun tree. And okay, that's one tree. And then we need another tree because I need to show you that this tree, when I paint it, I'll do an underpainting. Oh, do you see how I did that? All right, let's put in this trunk as it goes wider. And so what I've seen, friends, and I'm not making fun. I'm just helping you get to the next step. Okay? And so check this out. What I see is I see someone and they get some paint and they paint their sky around their tree. But before I paint, there's one thing I want to do. And some of you that have been here for a while, you know what I'm about to do. Do, do, do. I get my handy dandy. See, this is an older one. Needed eraser. Okay. This is how it comes. See how nice and gray that is? See how dirty this is? If you need it, okay. All right. What do we got here? Be careful with coming to New Zealand. You won't want to leave after you've seen the incredible landscape. I bet. And we got Tonal Love. Hello, all, and happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. All right, so I'm going to take this eraser, and I'm just going to roll it like this. So, have you ever had an eraser like this? Don't tell them, but this came from the Pasadena Hotel. They gave it to me. But see this pink eraser? If I use this pink eraser, it's going to leave an ugly just scuff. All right? So, without any abrasiveness to my painting, I can just roll it. And what it's doing, it is picking up. Okay? So, you can draw all day long and then come back, and the nice thing, what has happened here, friends, is that you have muscle memory. even though this is really light right now, what's happening, friend, is we've lightened it up, but you drew it, okay? I didn't look at a photo, I didn't trace something, okay? All right, so this is what I've been seeing on the intro webs is someone gets this blue and they come in here and I'm working my way down into it and they go around this tree. Okay? They go around the tree ever so careful like this. Bum bum bum. And they come over here and they stop. And they stop here. Okay? And so this is what we have is we have this outline. And then I'm seeing people on the social media. Hey, Susan Hunter, good to see you. And they take a brush. Now this is an older Perla. I want to say this is like 5 years old now. It's pretty beat up. And I specifically gave away all of my really nice brushes. Actually, it's my really bad, cheap brushes. And now I have nothing but good brushes to beat up. You'll get there. We all get there eventually. So what I'm going to do is, this is what I've been seeing people do. Now they take that green and they go right up in here like this. And then they're like, oh, Gabriel told me, leave some white for the birds to fly through. And they get a little bit into that blue. And they come here and they're doing this. And they're leaving some more whites. And they're like, hey, Gabriel said on one Watercolor Wednesday, right in here, it's really fuller. Okay. And then they stop like this. Okay. So what has happened is we've got the blue sky, but then we've got white. Okay? It's like there's not even a sky on the other side of that tree. And then they said, oh, well, I watched Gabriel do a tree. And then he said, bring a little bit of that green down into the trunk because when you bring a little bit of that green down the truck, it's kind of like reflecting. And then now I can add some brown or burnt sienna to the green and come in here and put this trunk. And yeah, that part's true. But friends, the only problem I see that's going on with this, other than this wonderful thing that just was going on there. This is flat. This trunk is flat. Where is our sun? If our light is coming from this direction, friend, then we need a darker side. We need maybe here, okay? We get even darker, like this. I'm seeing also people having midtones, way too many midtones and not enough darks. Like, let's just put a big old dark right in there, okay? So in these little pinched areas, there can be more darks. See that? And then here. And then, check this out. If you take just some fresh water, we can get this. So we've already spent how many minutes on this tree? And yeah, okay, it's nice, but I wouldn't sell this as a painting. So let's go to this guy. And what I'm gonna do, same blue, and I'm gonna paint nice and dark right here. Now I'm gonna add some water and a little more water. This here, friends, is considered an underpainting. There, we are getting rid of the white. I've been told to quit saying I killed Whitey, and that's fine. Whatever. But check it out. We've got. I know on the camera it's showing it's like slightly white. But hey, what if we just put a little lavender? Like a little bit of lavender in through here. Okay. And let that congeal. Now, for time's sake, somewhere in the studio, there's a. Oh, yeah, I do have one. So I still have this blow dryer, and it's just thrown in the corner over here, wadded up. Wow, maybe it's a God thing, you know? This is why I don't use a blow dryer, and it's just over here in the corner with the cords just tangled up. Alright, look at there. There's a blow dryer. The first time we've used a blow dryer here at Watercolor Wednesday. I am going to push this cool button. Alright, that's good enough. Hey, Yvette! Yvette ordered her Escoda brushes. Hey, Yvette. Our friend here, Debbie, who's over here also in the comments, thanks to you, I told her about the brushes too, and she bought some also. So, yeah, Debbie was super excited about there. Oh, so if some of you all are just wondering, there was a brush set, and if somebody wants to put the link in the comments, Escoda brush set. Right now they're like super cheap. I think they're what was it, like 40 or $50? It was like it was super cheap. For like 3 brushes, right? It was nuts. All right. So now this the lighting is getting so silly. See, now with having this underpainting, having this blue background, this tree is gonna look like it's actually there. This tree just looks super cartoony. Okay, but I'm gonna do the same thing, friends, and it's not gonna look like some little cartoon. So look, same brush. Look at this. Maybe a little more paint. There we go. And then we get in here. And let's go ahead and put just a little bit of Hansa yellow light on one side of this. Like if the light's hitting here, right? Like this. And if I'm gonna keep some holes from my birdies, but check it out, I'm gonna grab some more green, but it's gonna be darker and cooler on this side. Okay. And without this looking like a pom-pom. um, look how beautiful and rich this looks, right? And look, I'm just gonna take a brush that's just activated, and I'm gonna bring down these right in here like that. A little darker like this, and then some burnt sienna. And with that green, got this nice little stew going on here. Maybe a little bit of blue. A little bit of blue. A little more blue. A little more blue. Debbie. Yes, Debbie, put the price up. Yes, they were $43. How cool is that? Was it the travel brushes or the set of 3? The link for the brush set. Um, Yeah, on Amazon it has like a little share button. If it's too much for you, don't worry about it. No worries. Everybody, you could just go to Amazon and just do the search and look for the set of 3 brushes for $43. That's a steal. I don't even know how that's even made possible because these are handmade brushes. All right, this time just use a little pyro orange right in the center of the trunk. Look at that. And coming on down like this. And then we need some green stuff. But before I put green stuff, I want some yellow stuff. Look at this. This is where the sun is on my grass. This guy is on a cloudy, rainy day over here. Now, I'm going to take blue. Not green, blue. And I'm going to add blue into the yellow. And that's going to create shadowy green over here. Okay, it's looking a little darker than it is on mine. That's all good. And then I can do a little tappity tap tap over here. Okay. And I can do a little bit of nice little dark right in here. And I promise you, if you do that little underpainting business, look how much funner this is than that. Okay? What happened there, if you just were showing up late, you could watch again, is we left this white. We painted the blue sky around. This one, I painted the blue sky first. And for the purpose of time, I used the blow dryer. But in reality, I will just go get me some peanut butter toast and come back. All right. And all right, we got all kinds of comments over here. Sounds great. What do we got here? Hey, Gabriel. Got a meeting shortly. Just stopped by quickly to say hi. Love the lesson. Underpainting. Love it. Looking forward to Monday. That's right. We got Coach Lance also signed up for the upcoming class. Can't wait, and will keep my brushes wet. That's wonderful. Debbie, it's the travel set. Sorry, the link failed. Don't worry, it's all good. So it's a travel set of brushes. There's 3 of them, and it's only 40 bucks. 40 something. All right, what we got here? And we got Miss Art Rules, Escoda Signature Artist Watercolor Paintbrush Set. All right, on. Right on. Thank you for sharing it in the comments. And we got here, I think YouTube doesn't let you share links. Yeah, no worries. Bum, bum, bum. And great lesson. You're welcome so much. Now, let's go and work on an actual painting. Okay? So this is a painting I'm currently working on, and the underpainting part is already done. So let me just pull this out of the way. Always pull your tape away. If you pull your tape this way and your painting is wet, it'll rip it. So always pull away, okay? Just when you accidentally rip a watercolor painting, you will never do it again. So just know, and it's a sad day when it rips into the painting and you've spent so many hours. All right, so check it out. We have the back part made here, okay? And look at this fence. It's not one color. Susan, I learned the hard way. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's a bummer. And is it an underpainting always light values so you can paint darker values? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I'm gonna show you, Chuck. So check it out. So look, this one is a little bit darker, but see, there is some stuff on the other side. Okay, so sometimes things like these kind of go like camouflage. Okay, so I mean, look at this area here. Okay, look at this stuff right there. All right, so this fence is not, look at this, see this area of the fence here, this area of the fence looks nothing like this part. Okay, and this fence doesn't look anything like this. Okay, and look over here, we're gonna paint some of this fencing. Now I'm gonna address this part today, and this is tricky stuff. If you don't get this right, it could be a real bummer. It could be you've painted the whole entire thing, and then yeah, it's tough. And with practice, you get better. Okay, look over here. This little section with the trees grew up on the other side. Okay, so where I'm not putting these particular trees in this. So my painting looks more like I'm sitting down, or sitting down here and looking up just a little bit more. There's a couple more photo references, but for some reason, I did not put them in my favorites. All right. So without any, uh, dun, dun, dun. All right, we're going to get an Escoda brush, and this is a number 12. Okay, I'm going to use the number 12, and I have a number 8. Okay, they both have a great point on them. All right, and then I'm going to possibly, if there's some of those fence areas that I have that need just a little boop, I'm gonna use the Chinese brush. There is another Escoda brush, but I left it in the car. Oh my goodness! When you get collecting a bunch of brushes, what is ideal, friends, is to have studio brushes and have plein air brushes. That way, you're packing them in the backpack to go, and then you're taking them back out. So let me go ahead and slide this on over. So one of the other things I've learned is you can't let something like this little thing ruin your day. Because I know I'm going to paint something there. This was like a little scuff. I caught it with like my Fitbit, my old school Fitbit. I caught it with the Fitbit, and then I was like, oh, you can't let stuff like this ruin your day. Okay? Um, you've got to just let it dry, and you'll know that you're going to get to paint it. All right. The mix I'm going to use, the mix I'm going to use today is cobalt blue, okay, and burnt sienna. So what that looks like is like this. And right now it's like super gray, okay? But the fence isn't going to be done like that whole entire time. There's going to be bends in the fence. And then here's the burnt sienna. And here's the cobalt blue. Cobalt blue is different than ultramarine blue, okay? Cobalt blue is a lot cooler, all right? Ultramarine blue is right here. See the difference? All right. So check this out, friends. So I might drop in some of this blue and check this out as it's getting differentials and then maybe some different lovely grays and browns. And the thing is you don't want to mix this 50-50. Now we've got more blue instead of brown. And then now we've got more brown instead of blue. These two work really well together because one is a warm and one is a cool. If you use, see this, it's super warm. And then if you use another warm color, it's just not the same. Okay? All right, with that said, that's what my mix is going to be between those two colors. So I'm not saying, hey, you got to go buy this special color. Cobalt blue is a color that you should have in your arsenal of paints. All right, moving on. I'm going to get my little mixture. And it looks like I need to start with more of a warmer color, Chuck. Here's part of your question. Is an underpainting always light values so you can paint darker values? Not necessarily. Okay. So in this case right now, friend, is there's going to be a little more burnt sienna, and I'm actually playing with putting something warm. I'm putting something warm down. Now, what you've got to do is you've got to put some paint down. If you're not putting paint down, you're not knowing if it's got to go warmer or cooler. And we're having lighting issues, but that's okay. I'm going to now connect the bottoms like this. Okay. Now I'm going to add just a little more color. And this fence picks back up over here. It has different lighting. And it's going on a different angle. Now I'm going to put another different color in here. And sorry, this is such a large painting, I can't put my mixing tray up here for you to see because it will put paint on my beautiful painting. All right. Bum, bum, bum. So now I'm going to put some more brown and maybe more blue. And now I'm going to come in here. So this isn't sticking out as a sore thumb coming out. And am I making it as perfect as can be for the photo? No. If any of you know me, I don't stick to the photo. The photo's a nice guideline. And so I'm going to bring this one actually on the other side of that barn. In the photo, it goes in front of this. But I've done such a pretty little barn, I don't want to cover it up. All right? And you've got to play this game of problem solving. All right? There's this fence that picks up down here. So none of this brown isn't in any of these. And I like fences that the cattle have rubbed up against and really worked it over. At least our cattle did on our farm growing up. I had to fix it every summer. So let's come over here. And this one's going to come up. But guess what? I've already gone too far. So I can drop some of this other color in here. Or I should be saying tone. See that? Can you guys hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. I haven't seen any chat. So you're either all watching and being captive audience, or I lost you. All right. And we're going to build up this fence. Look at that. So look, I just brought you in to my painting. See that? Dun, dun, dun. I brought you into the painting. Thank you, Debbie, for letting me know you can still hear me. Awesome. You know, sometimes there's like high peak times. Chuck Davis, thank you so much. There's like high peak times with the internet here. I mean, we have the awesome like 5G and all that stuff, but there's some days it just, look at that. Nice. Here's one little helpful thing. If you could take one of these are Viva Select. You can get them at Target. I think Walmart has them too. And I can just go over that and lift it and look that just a little bit. Just took up a little bit. Okay. I'm not trying to this is not what I want. I don't want you doing that. Okay. Lay it down once. We'll first find a clean area and it's not wet, and just wipe and pull it away. Okay. Try that sometime and let me know what you think. So there's stuff around here, and by having these little bumps and hiccups around here, it could be boulders and rocks leaning up against there. Now, see this area here? What we got here? Miss Art Rule says, so is Daniel Smith more brilliant than Winsor Newton? That's a very good question, and it's very debatable. Some paints are made by the same designer. That's why when paint companies, from my understanding, buy, the chemist makes the color. Now, whether if it's bright or not, that could be how you're mixing your paint. So look, see how high this fence is over here? It's got to be that high over here. So did you see what I just did? I made a gap. And I'm going to close off that gap right here. Like that. So I just left a little entryway to my barn. But that's a really good question. Really good question. I need to master the rippling technique. The rippling of water? Rippling of what? Bum, bum, bum. All right. I need more this time of Franciana. Going right in here. This is tucked on the other side, okay? And where are we gonna pick up the fence, friends? Well, I think right here would be nice. And let's put just a little more warmth in there. Do you notice what brush I've been using the whole time? Dun, dun, dun. Look at that. This is very subtle, friends. I'm keeping this nice and subtle. Doc Day is saying something to us, friends. Daniel Smith has more granulation colors than Winsor Newton. Oh, very nice. Dun, dun, dun. I take it you like granulation, Doc. All right. We looked at, if you weren't here last week, we looked at, do you remember? We looked at staining colors. None of these colors I'm using today are staining colors, just so you know. I am going to take this very light color and I'm going to put it right here. Boop. Subtle. All right. I'm going to come closer. Dun, dun, dun. See that? I'm not using white. What I've got here, friends, if you get transparent pyrrole orange, hey, it's our trees again. We come here and get pyrrole orange, transparent pyrrole orange. All right. Then we get some white. We can make a really nice, light, warm color. Okay? What do I mean? Well, check it out. I can put a nice little warm color right here. Okay? See this little warm color? As opposed to always highlighting your paint with white. That just looks like I just erased it, right? So let's do it over here. So look how that just sticks out. This, friends, this stuff right here, it makes quite lovely. And I can put it in the tree over there. Okay, see that? Isn't that fun? So, instead of using white, okay, I can get in here and put in these little things here. Look at that. So these are some light colors. By using the watercolor white and the pyro orange, I'm able to create some little lovely warm highlights. Bum, bum, bum. I do, says Doc Day. Are you going to put cows? I am really considering putting cows in this field. Yes, not in this live today. And make a tornado, then it's not a mistake. Nice. That's awesome. All right, so we've got now our burnt sienna, and you can make a nice light color with the burnt sienna. I just prefer that little warm little hue guy with dun, 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 with the white and the pyro orange. All right, let's move it forward. Now we're in this area, and now I'm gonna have that same orangey, but this time I'm gonna add some lavender, and it's gonna look like that. See that? I just mixed this with lavender over my palette, and I got that. All right. So this part here is gonna come in front of this barn like this. Okay. But on the downward pieces of wood, the stakes, oh my gosh, have you ever driven a wooden stake down into the ground? Or not a wooden stake, like a wooden or no, like a metal rebar or anything like that? I'd be impressed if some ladies here said yes. I've seen my sisters do it. All right, look at that fence. It just has to have a subtlety. This doesn't have to stick out like a sore thumb. All right. Um. Now I'm looking at our wonderful photo, and it still stays kind of dark. But if I put a warm dark on here, it's gonna pop out, and I'm gonna show you that. Bum, bum, bum. I don't know if the light. No, you know what? It's getting dark outside now. The lighting is changing so much. The joy of painting on these lives. Um, I appreciate you all being here, though. It's not fun by myself. All right, moving forward. You'd think it gets lighter, but it's gonna stay the same on the vertical pieces. But I'm gonna go back to my lovely pyro mixture and go boop. Look at this. Not too much, because I don't want to take away from this lovely thing. Okay, so back out. See how this is kind of just like some nice little kind of lovely cross hatching action. Okay, I was thinking I could put a little boop, boop. See that? But don't go like this. Okay, well, now I gotta go there. I gotta go here. I gotta go here. No. Okay. The problem is the left brain says, oh, you need more. You need more. Okay. If your left brain says, hey, you need more, you know what you can need more of? Just some good old water. Just go get some water and drink some more water. Don't let your left brain take over your right brain's creativity. All right? Okay, so check it out. We've got this section here. The fence pops up over here on this other side. I'm literally doing this by section, by section, by section. And I'm going to go just straight up lavender. Lavender watercolor, okay? I'm surprised Yvette didn't call me out and said, hey, are you using gouache? Yep. Hole drivers for fences. Nice. But Yvette is saying the weather makes watercolor dry slower. Dun, dun, dun. Nice. All right, so check it out. We've got our fence over here with the lavender. And then we're back to our poles. And I'm using the lavender in the brown. And now here's our poles, our stakes. Oh, it's got to go darker. Just a titch more. Let's try this. Hey, there we go. All right, do you see that subtlety, friends? Could you imagine what this painting would look like if I didn't paint the yellow all the way down? And I started doing this and then tried to paint around all this. Or paint a wash over the top of the nice time we took over this fence. And I only have these tight little brushes at the end. Okay? There was nowhere in my painting at the beginning when I painted this half sheet. It doesn't even fit on the camera. It's such a big painting. It doesn't even fit on camera. It goes more like this. But anyhow. Alright, I digress. Let's go back to our lovely orangey color because the fence is turned. And the fence now is coming downward like this. Down the hill. Going down like this. And we got some nice warm brown burnt sienna coming in. So you gotta get these bending downward. Dun dun dun. Look at that. Could use down on the bottom end a darker color as we come in front of this house. Even darker. I don't want you going in the house. I want you to stay looking here. But it's here. And that's what happened. Someone would say, can I commission you to paint my barns? But I live over here. So if you could put my house in the painting, and you'll go, sure. Because you don't want to go, no. I'll tell you, I learned one thing cutting someone's hair. And that's what I used to do as a barber, if it's your first time commission with someone, you've got to just hear them and then try to paint the thing like what they ask for. Now, if they ask you and maybe another time to do a commission, you've built a friendship. they respect you. They loved what you painted the first time, or the second time, or the third time. It was like that quite a few times. I had a collector that each year she would commission me a painting. And what was funny was the first time I just said, yes, ma'am. I didn't say, oh, that would look really bad. That wouldn't work. The horizon's right down the center. Da, 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 da. I just kept that conversation to myself, and I presented the painting, and she loved it and adored it. But the other times, as we were friends, she said, hey, thanks for the thumbs up. Good tip, right? So when I get someone in my barber chair for the first time and they said they wanted me to give them a certain kind of haircut that I didn't think would necessarily get the girls, I go, I know most women bring in their boys, their sons, and they say, whatever you don't do, don't give them this kind of haircut. And I would go, yes, ma'am. And she was paying, so I'd listen. Well, what happened was I learned to get people's love and respect first before I threw in my 2 cents. Bum, bum, bum. Ripping off the masking tape. Ripping masking tape off. Nice. All right, so we've got another section of this fence, and you can't see my drawing, but I can see it in here because I drew it. It's still in my kind of memory bank, all right, and I can kind of still see it. Dun dun dun. Did Parkland survivors say that? Dun, dun, dun. That's funny. Did Parkland supervisor say that? I'm not sure what you're referring to. No fear at footfalls. Okay. All right. So we've got another part of this fence to put up, and it's going to start right about here. So let me move the camera back over here. And this fence, it kind of overlaps. And I talked about just right before we got started about overlapping. And what I need to do is bring some directional lines. Bump, bump, bump. So we're going to pick up right about here. It's going to come here like this. So did you see how I did a light color first? And hopefully our friend Mr. Davis didn't fall asleep to boredom. I haven't seen a comment for a while. But check this out. Now I can go darker. And then I can bring these other parts of the fence down. Now this is all going to make sense just here shortly what's going on. Actually, it looks better on camera. That's the first. All right. So check it out. I need a nice little warm part now. So this fence is going to come upward like this. This lower one's a little bit darker. You see how I'm kind of like making it like Morse code? It's got this little beep, 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 beep. Well, broken lines in a painting such as this, friends, it kind of still makes it feel welcoming in our paintings. Okay? And unless this was like a painting with a brand new fence. All right. IK, the only one with image. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So, no, we got Susan here with an image. And we got Yvette with an image. And Dark Day with the dog. And, someone needs to teach Debbie how to get a picture. Oh, poor Debbie. All right, Chuck. Nope. Absorbing all the knowledge that's imparting. Right on. I love that word, imparting. And Debbie, what kind of brush are you using for the fence? You know, I'm so glad you reminded me because I'm actually gonna switch. So this is a brush that's from my good friend, and it's all worn off. I'm so sorry. Um, I will. The next lesson that we do, Debbie, I will tell you where to get this brush. Um, crud. It's a long story. Anywho, good question. You know, because uh, it really isn't the brush that's helping me do it. It's having a good time with you, and I'm paying attention on the brush strokes. Now we're gonna dive into this one. This gets now a little bit darker right about here. Okay. And I'm not ignoring the question about the name of the brush and all that stuff. Um it's a long story. It's a big rabbit hole. All right. Put a little more of these here. There we go. See that? This is nice and open and soft. And then this kind of clumps a little because there's stuff on the other side. Let me show you what I'm talking about. See that? See that clumpy stuff? But it is more over here. I feel that clumpy stuff, if I put it over here, it's going to make your eye not look. So, not look at the star of the show. All this fencing work has to make this our focal point. Okay? Don't get so absorbed in the fence that it takes away from creating a really nice painting. All right. Bum bum bum. And then Jones is here. I like how the fence is being created. I like the empty spaces in the fencing. Thank you so much. And Debbie's cool with that. And you are welcome. And moving along. Now, the fence gets a little bit lighter and it's going upward. So we're going this way. It's coming up. And why I'm doing that is because I am playing a game with your brain. I've got to think of my person that's going to look at my painting. And I've got to get this fence kind of like swooping up here by our star of our show. And to make this here look like this is a heel. See that? All right. So now, just a titch darker on the bottom of this one. See that? Look at that. What we have here, friends, is this is called pattern. Okay? But pattern also needs variety. Okay? So, like if I'm doing this, 1, 2, 3, we're literally right now here in San Diego having liquid sunshine. the sun is out and it's raining. Isn't that crazy? So check this out. I'm going to go like this. 1, 2, 3. But check it out. If I keep doing that, it's going to look like a grid. That doesn't look like a fence, does it? That kind of looks like a pattern that you would see like in a blanket or something, right? This was like a blanket, and that's the threading, right? Well, there, I just showed you how to do a blanket. But if I have a row of some stakes, they've got to move and bend, because in the ground down here, there are rocks and dirt and mud, and these things don't sit perfectly. So now we're going to put some of these, because these when we're building our fence are a whole bunch of different logs, right? They're not all 20 feet long, okay? So we've got to have pattern. So the pattern is going boop, 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 boop. And then this is coming across. And then this is coming across. Okay? Just like if I were to draw a face of this person here, this eye, and then this eye, coming down with a nose, we've got this has got balance, but then we've got variation. It looks like whiskers. Okay. You got me, right? I see some people. Empty spaces tell stories. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Bonjour, Gabrielle. Hello, watercolor lovers. Blue, vert. Hello, and welcome. All right, so check it out. We're still using the Perla, and this is the number 8. It looks like I might have to turn the light back on because it's getting a little dark, but it looks good for you guys on camera. So I'll keep it a little bit longer. I know we went over, but I know this is helpful. So check it out. I'm going to keep coming up just a little bit more until I get about maybe here. Right there. So now to change it up, I'm going to put the stakes first. And then now I've got to change the language just of how I'm doing the patterns, because it's just like a song. You know, the drummer isn't going like this the whole time. He's got the beat, but then he's doing this. Right? So he's changing it up, playing the drums. We're changing it up, building our fence. As we already have done previously. And if you're bored, I'm sorry, but this is my life. I've got to finish the fence. It's not easy being cheesy. All right, so this is going to come connect with the other side over here. So I've got this other fence. It's going to come over here. and it's gonna come back and connect over there. All right. So the worst thing you can do is go bump, 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 bump. Keep going like that. Like that will just show that you just want to rush through this. Okay. So there's that stake. He's planted. And maybe we're gonna go here, here, maybe here, here. I'm kind of doing a little dot to dot. Do you see that? I'm trying to figure out in my brain which way this fence is going to come and kind of come down. And then we're going to connect the dots. Do you remember in math class you got those cool drawings where you connected the letters? It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next thing you know, you actually drew something, right? Cool, cool, cool. All right, so let's build our fence here. And I got a really nice batch of color here. This is going to come here like that. Now it's turning again, and it's going to get lighter. It's got to be somewhat similar to that one over here. That's too light. Like this. There we go. This old fence is not too shabby. And it's going to connect over here. And over there. And one more little lovely dark here, but not too scarce. If I go too dark, it's going to make you go whoop. All right. So to fix this, so it doesn't get me to run out of my painting. Oh no, I froze. All right. 2 seconds. What seems to be the problem? All right, let's do this. We're going to go to a little intermission. Here's the painting that some of you are going to be doing that have signed up for the workshop. And I'm restarting my camera. And oh, maybe. Um, Wow. Can you guys still hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can still hear me. This is a new one. We haven't had this. Hey, I can show my face. Do you want to see my face? Oh, wow. Well, it is what it is. Hey, I'm back. And at least my face is in the camera that's not working. So, thank you for joining me. I am really sorry about the camera that just decided to just poop out. And I won't recommend that camera. And ignore. Yeah, so weird. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. He's not on. Something turned the. Anywho, hopefully it didn't completely die because I love doing these and it wasn't cheap. Well, thank you so much for joining me for another Watercolor Wednesday. And is it going to show it? Nope. All right, we've got a background filter. You can enjoy that. Anyway, hey, check it out. Do you see the underpainting in this painting? Haha, see how I did that? Anyways, we only had seriously like 5% more of the fence to do. Anyway, I will post a finished picture of this on our thumbnail for this video. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate you guys. And thanks a lot. You're welcome, Joan. Sorry. Uh, and Debbie, you're welcome. Technology. Oh, jeez. Um, if you haven't yet, join my email newsletter. I have another one coming out week after next. So we will be here next Wednesday. But I have a newsletter that's coming out for a new thing that I'm doing. So go over to GabrielStocktonFineArt.com well, when you go there and you scroll on the first page, there'll be a little pop-up and it'll ask for your email and you can join the newsletter. The nice thing is we can stay in contact, okay? This is my email at info@GabrielStocktonFineArt.com. And the website has opportunities now to get prints of my work. So if you can't afford one of my regular paintings, you can grab some prints. And watch this. This is funny. Hey. Oh, I digress. Thank you so much. You guys have been great. I'm so grateful that Chuck Davis asked for this little demonstration. Sometimes I don't know what to paint for you guys, and so thank you. And hey, who's this? I've not seen this name. K. I'm not sure how. KC and K. Oh, KC and KC. And glad to have you here. All 13 of you. Wonderful. Have a wonderful week. Keep painting. If you haven't seen or you want to see some more of these are all stored. If you want to watch the reruns on these, go for it. There's lots of content for you if you just need a little more. And Chuck Davis, thank you so much. You're welcome. And Susan Hunter, have a wonderful evening, morning, wherever you are in this world. Take care, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Stay safe.